All right, so moving over to Shannon Sharpe, a woman who dated Shannon for nearly 2 years is now suing him for $50 million for alleged sexual assault. Tamisha.
Allegedly dated is what I'd say.
Mm,
But I feel like every sentence I need to say with this is alleged. Besides the fact that he did get a offer for what $100 million contract,
right.
that's not alleged. That did happen, and then following a few days after that, they filed this Jane Doe lawsuit, and he knew exactly who it was, which is also funny. So
Yeah.
her lawyer is now coming out and saying he did wrong by submitting the text messages and showing people some of the things she was saying and the things that she was agreeing to do, all the things that were consensual in this alleged relationship.
Hmm.
In my head, I don't think that a man this old could take a 20-year-old seriously. That's just that's my personal opinion. So I don't really understand why she thought this was a real thing. I don't I really don't. Is she an OnlyFans model? That is her
Right.
title profession.
Mm.
OnlyFans model. Um
Well, Shannon.
Also allegedly she was upset because he had a little mishap with his Instagram live and a young lady named Michelle, and that came out a couple months ago. So she was also upset about that. Maybe she thought the relationship was a little more serious than it was. I don't know. But I hope this gets out of the media quickly. That's
Roger.
where I hope he just
I have a couple of opinions. My first opinion is just that as a successful man, he should know better. He should position himself better because he had been doing so great with his podcast. And that's how he been, leading up to this deal that he was about to get. And so I think that as a grown man that he is, he has to make better decisions. I think that what he did was sloppy. I also think that I mentioned this before. I think that age does matter. At a certain age, I think age really does matter. And for him to be, I believe he's 59, and the young lady was 20 years old.
So that means
I think that you said what now?
years, right? 2 years. So he met her at 18.
Correct, because she's 20 today. So, and he's 59 years old, and so I think that I'm disappointed in him a little bit. I'm disappointed in him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm disappointed in him, and I also want him, to come out of this. But I definitely think there's some lessons that has to be learned here, and I think that he's gonna learn them. He's gonna learn them quickly.
And they did say that he tried to settle with the whole thing for $10 million for it not to even be a thing. So I'm confused as to why she didn't just take the 10 million.
Because she knew she can get more, and I believe it was a setup. If you heard the audio, it was chopped, it was screwed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was a setup. The way she was talking to him wasn't a genuine, I'm trying to talk to you and, even get, per se, be nasty or freaky with you. It was more of a, I'm trying to get you to say something because I'm recording you. You know what I'm saying? But not being funny, what did you expect a 20-year-old to do? You know what I'm saying? So like she's being herself. You know what I'm saying? She's being 20.
My problem with this is that, and it's more of a question because I want to know if this is truly rape, sexual assault, whatever you want to call it. This happened 2 years ago, right? It happened back in January.
Over the course of 2 years.
Over the course of 2 years, but there was some remarks saying that it happened 2 years ago, and then it also happened back in January of this year. And if she's not getting what she wants, she's going to cry and complain and say that it's rape. If she's getting everything that she wants, it's not rape. This is consent. I'm happy with this.
She asked him for $25,000 per cheek. So
what?
Yeah. So they cut communication because she requested $25,000 per ass cheek.
Like
Shannon is one of the most stingiest rich men that I know.
I'm not paying you $25,000 per cheek. You lost your mind.
It's in the text message that he exposed, and he said that was the end of communication with her.
Good man.
Off. And then, a month later, he's live with Michelle on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So, she went looking for a lawyer.
Mm. Sure. Why don't these dudes just why don't they have the Christian Grey approach and just have them sign NDAs? I don't get it. Especially if you're 59 going for a 20-year-old. You know how fast I sit down a contract in front of you? Because you know what? It's transactional at this point. You want a sugar daddy. You want a little bit of a lifestyle. All right, cool. You ain't never gonna talk about it. What? I don't get it. We know at this point it's transactional. We got $5.99 pussy on on OnlyFans.
Well, Kevin, why don't he just do it like you always say, make better decisions?
I agree, and I applaud you for holding Shannon Sharpe to account. Right? Come on, son. Come on,
but
They want everybody to make better decisions.
But Rod, like,
gotta make better decisions.
so Rod, you're blaming Shannon Sharpe for this.
I'm not blaming Shannon Sharpe for this. I'm disappointed on his end for him not making better decisions as a 59-year-old man who has a lot of money, who has had an NFL professional career, who has been around the block more times than we have. I am disappointed in him in doing that. I totally understand.
But disappointed in him doing what? Let's specify that.
Not
Because
being
you've
cleaner.
seen
For
this
him.
happen. You've seen this happen to successful men.
Texting a 20-year-old and you are rich, texting those kind of things to a 20-year-old. People barely, when you're rich, you barely can text your wife those things. Honestly.
Very true.
And I
we
think
can't even text those things barely.
And I think
I don't know about y'all.
this is the reason why. This is the reason why men are afraid when it comes to these women, and they're just like, using them for sex and kind of like moving on, not taking them really seriously. They're protecting the bag and everything else because men, especially on social media now, they feel like the women are against men, especially when it comes to money. So, Jones?
He was getting some wild stuff off on them text messages, bro. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean,
there
have we gonna have a big black baby? Like,
I want to have.
Wait, what's this girl's race? I don't know the text.
She's Hispanic or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Like, this is well, like I said, when Rod said he's the adult in this, and he's older, he should have known better. But let me say this though: if any of this happened, throw the book at him. If the claims are true, if they are true, evidence. I mean, them text messages was wild, man.
What was the text, Kev?
I'll read some of them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Let me read.
And also, if you want to see how she looks, Kevin Brown, I posted up a picture inside our chat.
Yeah, it's in our chat too.
She does.
I think so.
Okay. In his statement, I know you miss my big juicy ass. 25,000 for each cheek. Let me see what was the next one.
Wait, that was his text?
No, that was her. That was the last text that he received from her. Well, that he didn't respond back. I want to put my tongue in your asshole and then marry you.
Whoa, we're gonna have to bleep these out, Kevin.
Oh, sorry. Only if you give that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever then you can do whatever you want to me.
Okay. Inadmissible, all of it already. She just told on herself. She trying to trap him. She just told on herself.
Oh no, we got that. You better crave it because you're gonna be stuck for life after you put a big black baby in me.
Gone. Inadmissible.
Wow.
Inadmissible. Out of here. Case over. Case closed.
The way to get a rich guy in trouble is to complain and cry rape. The way to get a broke guy is just to put him on child support. That's what's happening.
Anthony Edwards, sir.
Right?
I can't. With you.
Nobody disputed that there.
Right, I can see
negated
that.
I can't.
But that's what's happening out here, right? Tony Busby, whatever this guy name is, it's the same lawyer who is attacking Jay-Z for something very similar, claiming rape.
Yeah,
out here in Nevada.
He's being sued by Jay-Z's lawyers now for that case that he tried to file. So I'm sure
Shannon's losses.
Shannon's going to follow suit.
Talking about child support,